It's too hot, lady. Better run for shelter, gotta run for shade. Said it's too hot, lady. What's up, listeners? What's going on? Hey, listen, I just came on here because I need to say something. I always gotta say something. Always talking. Let me talk, let me say something. Let me say something, let me talk. That's from an old school hip hop. It's an old school hip hop song I used to listen to from a group that was highly controversial, and the name of the group was called Ghetto Boys. They were from Fifth Ward, Texas, and it was a song that goes, "Let me talk, let me say something, let me say something, let me talk." So what I want to say is that I got a couple of minutes, so I'm going to spend it with you guys. Yay! Today's Thankful Thursday. Keep on being grateful, and don't forget to do it. Don't forget to keep it consistent. Keep it alive. Keep your consistency and your thankfulness and gratitude alive, and you will be repaid. So this is what I want to say. I'm going to get a little further from where I'm is right now, so I can say that, because it's necessary. Because I told you guys I was gonna talk to you about DMX. I don't know if you guys know who that dude is, right? But he's from my era, and he loves Jesus Christ. And the dude was gangster, but he loved Jesus Christ. So he didn't care about what anybody else thought about him, right? He was making records, making money, doing drugs, doing him, but he loved Jesus Christ. And as a matter of fact, he has songs, and he also has, when he's gone to shows, and he talks about his love for Jesus Christ. Straight gangster, but he gives love to Jesus Christ first, always, right? So I'm going to talk about him. He's passed, rest his soul. I'm sure he's with Jesus Christ, so he's one of his soldiers, which he was anyway. So what I wanted to say was this side view. And I can use him as an example, right? Is to say that I see that people are used to appeasing other people, right? So you lose, and I think I talked about this the other day, you lose who you are or who you believe yourself to be, because you have to be what they want you to be in order for you to be either with them, around them. Because me being me, there's nobody around me. Nobody wants to be around me, and I'm okay with that, because if they want to be around me, I got to be fake to be around them, then I don't need to be around them. So the point is this: a lot of folks don't want to claim Jesus Christ, don't want to love Jesus Christ, don't want to say, because they feel like they're punks, or ain't nothing changed. You don't change, right? You got to change. If you got to change to follow Jesus Christ or be around somebody, then you're not being yourself, because you're changing. You're changing who you are to appease something else, and that's not real. That's not going to get you into the glory of heaven, right? But heaven, it's all relative. So you don't have to change. You don't have to change who you are to follow Jesus Christ. You don't have to change how you do things. Of course, there's things that you got to change. But again, like I said, look at DMX. Find out what he's about if you don't know where he comes from and how big superstar, always gave homage, has some songs about Jesus Christ. Didn't change who he was, not for anybody. So I know that people are afraid to do that because they think other people are going to look at them different. Who gives a flying mean? They're not going to be there the day when Jesus Christ and you need to be light as a feather. They're not going to be there supporting you. They're not going to be there saying, hey, Jesus Christ, yo, he was this and he was that. You think they're going to be there? They're going to run from you. They're going to run from that, because they don't belong. And if Jesus Christ is calling you and he continues to call you, he's going to continue to call you because you're the one. And once he gets you, you have no choice. But don't be afraid because of other people, what they're going to think about you. Who cares what they're going to... That's not the point. The point is you want Jesus Christ, and Father God wants you to walk like Jesus Christ because he wants you to live that glorious life now and thereafter. So nobody believes that there's a thereafter. When you go to sleep, I will talk about that later. But so I was just thinking about that. I was thinking, man, a lot of people, they're not, just like I wasn't, I appeased everybody. I was a chameleon, no joke, to nasty, dirty, evil people, because I wanted them to like me, because I wanted them, and I'm an old man. Imagine that. I've been doing that all my life. But the moment like they say, I keep it real, they're ghosts. They're phantoms of the opera. In the opera, they become personas that you, me, like I said, if I'm doing this to me, right? I'm talking to myself, basically. I'm just sharing, right? They're personas in your opera. So when you change your opera, or when Jesus Christ changes your opera, you ain't got no choice but to run, to go with the flow. Let those others be where they're gonna be. Let them have their own show. Don't be an avatar for someone else, for someone else's video game, for someone else's lifestyle, for them to steal your energy, and then you feel less of. And then once they're done with you, and they spit you out, guess who's still gonna be there for you? I'll give you a couple of guesses. They're not gonna be there for you. Jesus Christ is gonna be for you. I guarantee you. But you can't. You don't need to change who you are. You don't need to change how you do things. All you have to do is accept and say, Jesus Christ, I know you real. Read the Bible. Ask your questions. If you have questions about it, follow it up, and I guarantee you, all the garbage, all the extra baggage that other personas have put on you because you didn't know. And again, I'm talking to myself, and I think that's what I'm doing right now. You didn't know how to be. You know why you didn't know how to be? You know why I didn't know how to be? Because I didn't follow the Bible. The Bible tells you how to be, how to really be, really, right? And those who appreciate that of you will come around. Those who know and who feel the energy is good for them, and they don't have to manipulate it, they don't have to clay it, to mold it to be something that they want for them. Because as soon as they're done with you, believe me, they ain't gonna be there. They're never gonna be there. They'll tell you, they'll talk with their lips. Anybody can talk with their lips, right? Yeah, I'll do that. Yeah, I'll do that. Yeah, I'll help you out. Yeah. Nonsense. And then you're left. But thankfully so, because now, again, no more baggage, right? No more garbage. You now have the best friend, the best guide, the best supporter in the entire universe. But you don't want to accept that because me, have this persona that you need to fill for others. And once, when you stop doing that, it's really difficult to realign yourself with you. Who are you? Right? Where are you? In the Bible, it tells you what your purpose is. Yeah. Everyone has a niche, right? Everyone has, you got farmers, you got people who are born to do certain things. And I'm not talking about things that were created by man. I'm talking about stuff that was already here on the planet and that we were born into, like, trades that your parents taught you or your uncles, or trades from your family, not jobs that were made up to make other people rich. That's not what I'm talking about. That's a job, right? But a trade, something that you learned from your parents. Even now you can get trades. right? Welding, all that good stuff, right? So do that, right? Do that. That's what you do. But also, you know, give homage to the Almighty because he's going to see you through it. You know, so don't think you got to change. I have to change. You don't know how to change. You don't even know what you're changing. Right? You don't. So you don't need to change. You just need to say, enough is enough. Father God, Jesus Christ, this is it. And matter of fact, you don't even have to say that. He's going to let you know. He's going to let you know in many ways. Right? Of course, you know, if you don't listen, you can't hear what he's saying. Most of us can. But if you begin to listen, you're going to see, oh, your eye is going to open, your first eye. People call it the third eye. It's not the third eye. That's the first eye. These things that you have, those are optic lenses to view your environment. But the first eye is in the mind. I like the way Bruce Lee says it. It's all in the mind. So remember, you do not have to change. Father God loves you for who you are. He wants you to be who you are. He wants you to live that free life where wherever you go, you're who you are. And that's the happiest that you're going to be, being who you are. Without anybody confirming, without anybody saying, yup, that's him. You don't need that because Father God's going to give you, he's already given you that opportunity. Right? And others will leech on to that beauty that you were given and try to steal it from you. And they will. But to get it back, you don't need them. To get it back, you don't need their confirmation, their affirmation. You know, they didn't confirm and affirm or give you any support prior to. So you don't need to change who you are. You just need to accept Jesus Christ in your life and say, let me move on from here. Let me give him homage. Let me give him the day. Let me follow through with what I say. You know, we read it earlier. May my actions and my words and my deeds, you know, hold true. You know, when you are being a persona for someone else, there is no truth. Even when you're telling the truth. That's like Scarface. He says, what do you say? I lie even when he said, I think he said, I never lie. Something like that, even when I'm telling the truth. Something like that. But it's a fact. You're a lie to everyone else, and everyone else is a lie to you. So everyone in this spectrum, in this planet, are personas in an opera. Facts. Once you begin to either halt the persona, but you don't need to change, realize your part, what you are, who you are, and begin to share that truthfully with those, not even those, with Father God, Jesus Christ. He's gonna put those that need to be in your path, in your circle, through his grace and through his beauty. So you don't need to change to follow Jesus Christ. You don't need to change your personality. You don't need to change who you are. You know, swearing. You know, it says don't use profanity. It's language. Depending on how you use it. If you offend someone, you know, you don't want to do that. You know, but again, look at DMX. Like I said, he gave Jesus Christ all props, all day, every day. And the dude was from the streets, just like I am. So, you know, there's no, you don't need to change. He's not going to change you. You're not going to change. It says it in the Bible. Something that's born crooked can't be straightened out. But you can just give Father God your love. And he's going to love you no matter what. No matter what. You just got to acknowledge that, okay? So you don't need to change to follow. There are certain things that you need to do, but you don't need to change. You're not a persona. You're a life. And God recognizes that. He gave it to you. You're not a persona to God. You are a life. Treat yourself like one. One love, you already know. Wake up, wake up. Love your soul, not your role. Omnicosmic out.